welcome to another interesting tutorial. My name is Inkiru and you're welcome to So Cutie. So in today's tutorial guys, I'm going to be showing you guys how I made this beautiful summer dress. It has zipper by the side, as you can see. This is so easy to make and you can actually achieve this dress with some piece of fabric you have in your sewing room. Now if this is something you want to wash, keep on washing. Let's begin the tutorial. So after recording my video, I found out that the video didn't save. So let me just quickly explain to you guys what I did. You see, this is placed on fold, and what I cut out was the chest measurement divided by 4, and I added 1 inch sewing allowance to that. Then I added half an inch on the up and half an inch at the down for seam allowance. Now I cut out for the back and I also cut out facing. Now this is the strip, that's the hand. You can see the hand of the sleeve of the dress. So what I did here is that I cut it's an off shoulder dress, so I took away 8 inches, and 8 inches, if I multiply it by 2, I have 16. So what I cut out there was 17 inches in length. Then I have like 3.5 inches in width. So this fabric here is 2.5 inches in length. Yeah, 2.5 inches yards. Yes, it's 2.5 yards. So I've already placed the pattern because it's kind of a patchwork dress for me. So this is exactly what I did. I took away 8 inches for the off shoulder dress. I marked out 3 inches for the chest area. I added half an inch for joining it to the downside. So now here I'm going to be taking away, first of all, I'm going to be taking away 8 inches allowance. That's the off shoulder dress. For the off shoulder, that's the sleeve area. So 8 inches plus 3 inches, I have like 11. So that's 11 inches. That's where I'm going to be placing the tape there. So I'm now going to take down the length of the dress, and of course I'll be adding the hemming allowance. That's just it. I'm so sorry my phone didn't save the cutting tutorial, but that's just it. So I'm going to set this one aside. Now for the pocket, this is a hidden pocket. It's very easy to make. How I cut out mine is that I just mark out 7 inches, then place my hand like that and kind of use a free hand to just trace it out. That's just it. So now let's move down to the stitching. We're going to set these ones aside. We are going to start with the sleeve. That's the jean material, and I also made use of the old jean, my husband's old pair of jean trousers. That's what I used and cut out the sleeve. So I'm just going to fold it half inch, and I'm going to fold it again into 2. I'm going to stitch it down here and also top stitch it. I'm going to be doing it for the other one. So once I finish doing that, you see it, I have it 2 stripes of jean sleeves. I have them to be 1 inch. So what I am going to be doing now is that we are going to work on the chest area. Yes, so here I'm going to be notching out the center front. So from the center front, I'm just going to mark out like 5 inches because I don't want to have it to be the complete my complete shoulder measurement. My shoulder measurement is 8, but I'm just going to work with 5. So at this 5 marked out here, I'm just going to notch it so that I can get both this one and the other side. So here I've notched it. I believe you can understand what I'm doing. So since I've finished notching it, so what I'm going to do now is that I will get these strips. Let me just be calling them the sleeves. I'll get this sleeve and I'm going to pin it down to that notch area. I'm going to pin it down. This is going to be like a guide on where the sleeve is going to sit. So I'm just going to pin this one on this side, and I'll get the other jean sleeve and I'm going to pin it down on the other side. That's just it. I'm just going to pin it down. And remember, when I cut out, I also cut out facing. So what I'm going to do next now is that I'm going to get the facing. I will use the facing to right side facing right side, just like we normally do. I'm going to place them right side facing right side, and I'm going to hold it down like this. So what I'm going to do is that I'll go ahead and stitch it down using that half an inch that I marked out earlier. So after that, I'm going to remove my pins. You can see it. This one is already stitched down together. So we are going to repeat this same thing again for the back. We are going to repeat it, and when doing that, you're going to be careful so that you won't end up having it twisted. For example, here now I have a different fabric to be the facing, so you have to be very careful. Had it, for example, if it's the same material, just like the first one we did, if it's the same material that is the facing, you can just do it. However, even if you don't get it right, it will still be your fabric, you understand. But since I'm working with a different facing, a different material for facing, so I have to be careful and make sure that once I hold it up, it's going to be actually right size, facing right size for me. So here I'm just going to do it just like we did to the front one. I'm going to place down this my facing, and I'll just stitch it down. I actually made use of this red because I want it to kind of blend with my main fabric, since I don't want to make use of lining. I don't want to make use of normal lining. So after doing that, this is it. I'll remove the pins from it, and that's just it for this one. I'll just go ahead to kind of iron it down so that it will lay nice, it will lay flat, because this my facing here, I don't really understand it, this Ankara fabric. If you see the bag that I brought it out from, so here, this is me, that my 2.5 years. I'm just going to cut it into two. I'm going to divide it into two because I want pocket to be on both sides. That's why I divided it into two. So what I'm going to do next is that I'm going to take away the 8 inches off shoulder and the 3 inches for that chest area, which will give me 11 inches. So at this point here, I'm going to mark out half an inch for joining it to the upper part, and I'll place my measuring tape at 11. Then I'll mark out 17 inches. This 17 inches, I'm going to notch it. This is where I'll start placing the pocket. This is just going to be like a guide for me. This is where I'll start placing the pocket, and yes, I'll place the fabric down like this, and I'll get the pockets. I hope you understand what I'm doing through the videos, because I'm not good with explaining things, but I'm trying my best to explain it the easiest way I could, or I can. So this is me. I'll just stitch it down. So after stitching it down, this is it. I'll fold this into two to get the center. I'll fold it into two to get the center, so that if I want to attach it to the upper one, I won't, kind of have excess on this other side and excess on this other side. So what I'm going to do is that I'll get that chest area, that's the upper part. I'm going to fold it into two, just like we did to that down one. I'll notch the center. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to place the upper part and the down part right sides facing right sides together. I'm going to place them right sides facing right sides together, and I'm going to use a pin to hold down those edges. That's the center front of the chest and the center front of the down part. I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense. So I'm just going to pin it down. Now at this side seam here, remember when I was cutting it out, I added 1 inch allowance for shipping out the dress. So I'm going to mark out that 1 inch on the both sides. I've marked out the other 1 inch on the other side, so I'll just mark out the 1 inch on this one as well. So after marking it out, what I'm going to do now is that I'll get the down part, which is excess. It's more than the chest part, because I'm going to be pleating on it. So once I stitch it down straight to this 1 inch, I'll now start creating small gathers. My fabric is not that big, so I don't want it to be too big. So I'm just going to gather it small, and once I come to this side, I'm going to stitch it down straight again and gather the remaining one. That's just it. And I'm going to be doing the same thing on the other side. So when I finish doing that, this is what I have. I'm sorry you can't see it very well. In my mind, I was thinking that what I'm doing, that people are seeing it very well. I'm going to use it to shape it out. So that's what you see me do here. This particular side is going to be shaped out. There's no zipper on that side. But this particular side doesn't have any zipper. So I'm just going to stitch down this side using 1 inch. Just look at what I'm doing and you understand it. I'm just going to mark it out, connect it to the pocket, bring it out from the pocket on this other side. Then I'll complete the shaping. I'm just going to shape it down to the hem. yes, to the down. I'll just chip it down, guys. So once I finish doing that, stitching it down like that, I'm going to come over to this other side again, and I'm going to do the same thing that I just did on that other side. But one thing with this side is that it's going to have a zipper. As you're shipping out your dress, you can decide where you want the zipper to be. For me, I added the zipper at my left hand. I mean to say, I added it at my left hand so that I can be able to be using my right hand to help myself in zipping it up. So at this point here, just like we did to the other side, 1 inch, and this side I'm going to be adding the zipper from here. I'm just going to mark it out so that I will know where I'm starting it from. So I'm just going to stitch it down like that and hem the dress. I added 2 inches hemming allowance, so I'm just going to be hemming it with the 2 inches, and I'll add my zipper. And that's it. Here is the beautiful outcome of the dress. Thank you so much for watching. Happy sewing.